Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's your random teammate. So, first of all, I want to say happy holidays to everyone, and hope everybody have a great holidays with you and your family. Or if you're spending it alone, I hope you have a very great holiday. And we look forward to next year. But for today, something that we're going to be talking about is to how to deal with feeling overwhelmed by games or maybe in life in general. So, I have a question for you before we start the discussion. So, when was the last time you opened your Steam app or any gaming library that you have and immediately felt, stressed instead of, being excited and, looking forward to play games? So, you scroll through dozens, maybe, me 900s of games, or if you have thousands. I mean, I'm kind of close to a thousand, so but yeah, maybe I'll show you the screenshot of my Steam, so you can see that I'm not even joking. I have like 900 plus games on my Steam. I think it's not included the DLC, but yeah, I know some of it you brought on sale, some you swore that you will play, some everyone some of it is everybody says that you need to experience this, you need to play that, you can't miss this. And instead of thinking that, dude, I can't wait to play, you end up thinking, where do I even fucking start? So if that sounds familiar, well, you're not alone, and we're gonna talk about it today to how to deal with being overwhelmed by games and maybe backlog or the constant pressure of what's new out there. So um you know the question is, why games feel overwhelming now? So gaming didn't always feel like this. I mean, if you remember back then, when you were a kid, when we were young, we only have one console and a handful of games, maybe like one or five. If you're lucky, or five if you're from a rich family. But for me, I think I only have one or two at the same time. So and you play them because that's all you had. I mean, literally, that's all you have during that time. There's no Steam or Xbox Game Pass and everything. But now we have lots of digital stores, subscription based, even Netflix for games, which is Game Pass, which is, I just discovered it a few years ago, which is pretty cool, but I don't actually use it. I just use it when I want to try a new game and I want to buy it. And usually they're going to be having it on Game Pass, then that's where I'm going to try it. And, maybe let's see if I have fun with it and I'm going to buy the full game. And there's always sales every week, every month, every day in Steam. And, new must play game dropping constantly, left and right or top to bottom. But yeah, but to be honest, I think the problem is not really we have too many games. I think it's probably one of the problem is that games stop feeling like fun, and started feeling like homework, or like a work. It's like we turned this thing hobby into a thing you call checklist. Finish this, catch up on that, don't miss out, don't fall behind. Pressure, it puts pressure to the hobby. And I think it drains the joy out of something that's supposed to help us relax and unwind. So yeah, I think the shift in mindset that backlogs or having a tons of games is not a problem is one thing that I think kind of important and helped me in a way, because I've been trying to fight my way into my backlog one game at a time. Your backlog is not a failure or not a wasteland. Just I can say, don't look at it on a negative way. I think it doesn't mean that you're bad at gaming. It doesn't mean you wasted money. I don't know about that, but it doesn't mean you're behind. But I think backlog simply means you were excited about the games at some point in your life, and that's it. You're just excited about it, and and here's the truth. But most people don't say it out loud. I think for me, but you're not really required to finish every game you own. Yeah, no matter how long you wait for it, you're not required to finish it. If it doesn't entice you, if you're not having fun, you can just drop it if you want and just go back to it after a few years. Buying a game does not really create an obligation contract, to kind of finish it. And having fun is not a responsibility. I think the moment a game stops being enjoyable is you're kind of allowed to stop, or not really stop, but just take a break from it and maybe come back to it after a few months. Maybe you'll enjoy it again. But yeah, and I think one of the biggest reasons we feel overwhelmed is, I think, choice paralysis. Maybe I'll make a shorter video about that one as well. So I don't know if I think we can tackle it more on a much deeper sense and have its own video. But yeah, when you have like, two games, or at least 2 to 5 games, picking a game is easy though. But when you have 200 plus games, or fucking 900 like me, choosing feels fucking impossible. And your brain kind of goes from, what if I pick the wrong one? What if there's a better use of my time? What if I regret playing this? And just instead of playing, you just scroll. I know you've been in this, but instead of playing, you just end up scrolling on your Steam library. You watch trailers, you watch reviews, you watch other people play, and suddenly, your free time or thinking about gaming is, it turns out into a nothing, like a slop. You didn't play anything at all. But yeah, I think there's like a simple rule that I follow, which is I've been doing. I mean, I don't want to over optimize everything, but this, I kind of have a rule. But I think pick the game that sounds fun to you right now, not what fun to other is, but especially to you right now. It's just the vibe, not the most important, not the longest, not the most popular, just what you feel playing. Maybe there are days like, if you're having a bad day at work or stressful day, you don't want to play fucking Dark Souls, dude. I mean, if you want, nobody's stopping you, but you want something chill. But yeah, it's like a mood based gaming beats logic every time. Yeah, just pick a game based on your mood that day. I think we're gonna have to make a separate video about that. It's pretty sounds cool. Mood based gaming. But yeah, there's like, I'm gonna offer you like not practical. I mean, not optimal, but kind of practical ways to help you reduce your being overwhelmed. But yeah, first of all, shrink your focus or minimize your focus. Instead of thinking I have like 100 games to finish, just think of I'm focusing on one game. Just focus on one game at a time, not five, not a list, not one. Okay, I'll give you two. I think 1 to 3 games is the best for me. Hear me out. Hear me out. First of all, you have one, maybe a story-rich game. For example, me, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima now, and I'm thinking of adding another game again. It's probably a first person because I don't want to play another third person or like a story-based RPG game that's kind of similar to Ghost of Tsushima. So you're not gonna get confused with the controls and everything. So I'm thinking of playing like another FPS, maybe Far Cry or Dying Light. And third game is gonna be your comfort games. I think it deserves a different video. Comfort games is just something that you can boot up and play for like 30 minutes. Something like Subway Surfer or something, or session games. In general, Haste, some roguelikes and bullet hells, stuff like that. And yeah, everything else becomes just background noise. And also I think one of the rules is give yourself permission to quit, or just if you're not enjoying it, just drop the game. No guilt, no explanation. Just come back to it another day or maybe another time. And yeah, your time really matters more than the completion, to be honest. So and also stop treating new releases like deadlines. I think I need to apply it to myself, to be honest. I just love buying games, but yeah, just because the new game, it doesn't mean it needs to be played now. Because what I learned is usually in new games, it's better to play it after a few months, or just because it doesn't expire, they don't go bad. They'll just be as good as a later. Sometimes, to be honest, even better after patches. So that's why I stopped buying new games. I mean, I still buy new games now and then, but I stopped pre-ordering stuff because of that. But yeah, and I think number four is this one. I'm kind of 50-50 with it, but it's a bonus. But limited gaming inputs. If you're like me, if you're like constantly watching top 10 games you must play, best games you missed, upcoming releases you can't skip, and I think it kind of increases the stress because um I don't know, you feel like you're gonna need to play something or gonna have to add to cart something. But yeah, so I think what this topic can be, I mean, it kind of connect in life or in general, because I want to try to connect gaming habits or mental stuff about gaming. Sometime, I want to end it at something that you can maybe, bring into life or something like that. But yeah, and yeah, we're surrounded by, endless options, constant comparison with everything, especially now. New Year is coming up. A lot of people are going to be posting, what their progress for the whole year. And, maybe some of us, me, I didn't, I mean, I'm not proud to say it, but, I didn't do much, to be honest, this year. But, I think I did my best. And I think surviving another year is, I think to survive another year is something a feat, that, because not everybody survive for another year, let's be honest. And me surviving for another year, I think we can, give ourselves, a self clap. But yeah, I know we feel like, sometimes we're not doing everything, but, we're doing something wrong. But, just like games, life is not meant to be completed. It's meant to be experienced, and you don't win by doing it all sometimes, and you win by enjoying what you choose. So yeah. Sorry, here's something that I want you to remember before the video ends. I'm doing this, I'm kind of going for this video for like a 10-minute video, but it kind of, I want to say something else. But yeah, so, you know, your backlog doesn't control you. It is not a burden. Gaming doesn't need to be productive or meaningful. I mean, kind of 50-50 with that. I think you need to take away something from a game that you played, in my opinion, because it's art. If you're not taking something from the game, like, maybe a lesson or something, appreciation, something nice, I don't think but yeah, it doesn't need to be like optimized in general. Because I saw there's a lot of posts about being productive, optimal way of gaming, blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of, on the fence with that, but it's kind of fun. But it doesn't need to be like that every time. It's okay to go slow, replay your favorites, quit the game if you don't like it, and just ignore the noise. Because, at the end of the day, the best games is the one that makes you feel something, not the one you feel forced to finish. So, pick a game, pick one game, 1 to 3 games, play it your way and let, gaming be fun again. And yeah, it's going to be about overwhelm and gaming. So, thank you so much, guys. I think we reach, more than 10 subscribers. Pretty fun. Thank you so much. And I've been seeing a lot of, people commenting on the video. So just, thank you guys. And I'm glad that a lot of people are, kind of getting the message. And yeah, let me know what you feel about the video. And thank you so much for everybody that's saying my English is kind of, acceptable. I'm doing my best. I'm still practicing. But yeah, thank you so much. And hope you have a happy gaming. I'll try to do a bunch of videos before the year ends, hopefully. I'm not trying to force myself to do like video every day because I can't do that. So I'm trying to just do at least 1 to 3 videos every week if I can. 1 minimum. So yeah, thank you so much. Happy holidays and happy gaming for the rest of the year, and stay safe. Random teammate out. Thank you, guys.